Experience insects like never before. I discovered them all in the same location on different days this summer. By wiggling the camera, I create the illusion of depth on a flat screen, while the insects remain still. This technique is called wiggle stereoscopy, and I've prepared a detailed tutorial in the 10x members section if you're interested. Meet the Walker's green lacewing. As we move closer, it's clear this delicate creature is dressed for a royal ball. Its wings, like stained glass, are draped in a delicate lacework of morning dew. Our wiggle vision shows how each droplet acts like a tiny crystal, bending light into 1,000 miniature lenses. It's an image of pure, natural luxury. Moving up from the wings, we see its long, elegant neck. And right at the base, we find something incredible, a spiracle. This tiny hole is one of the portals through which the insect breathes, rhythmically opening and closing in a quiet pulse of life. Further up, we meet its gaze, a huge compound eye that reflects the entire world around it. You can just about see my own silhouette in there, a photographer captured in the eye of his subject. And then, just when you think it's a creature of pure, serene elegance, it does this. A sudden, comical yoga pose, bending in half like a gymnast. It was only when I got home, reviewing the footage, that I realized a whole family of aphids was hiding in the background of these shots. So, you know what I had to do. I went back the very next day to the exact same plant. Here on a same plant stem, we enter the world of the Honeysuckle-Umbellifer aphid. But it seems its neighbor has had a bit too much caffeine this morning. So where is this little acrobat coming from? Oh wow, not just a neighbor, but an entire sprawling metropolis. We're looking at a massive colony, a multi-generational family of adults, tiny nymphs, and even a few winged elders, all bustling with activity in a time-lapse that looks like rush hour in a miniature city. Let's zoom in on some of the residents. An adult standing guard over a tiny, freshly hatched nymph. But among the crowd, something special. Now this is something I had personally never seen up close before. A winged adult. These are the pioneers, the explorers. When a colony gets too crowded, it produces these winged versions, known as elates, whose sole job is to fly off and found a new dynasty on another plant. We get a more graceful, sweeping flyby of this incredible pioneer. But hold on. Look closer. A tiny, glossy brown mite, no bigger than the aphid's own eye. And all of this incredible hidden drama is happening on a single plant. And here is the Buffalo Treehopper. Look at that tiny fuzzy beard. Moving up, we see the source of its name, a distinctive, powerful horn that gives it that unmistakable buffalo-like silhouette. On a quiet summer morning, we find one of nature's most peculiar creations. From a side view, its true beauty is revealed. Its wings are like polished glass, so transparent you can see its body right through them. A vibrant, glowing green, almost like a little piece of marmalade candy. Look at this tiny, pill-shaped mite scurrying around the treehopper's leg. It's the same species we saw around the winged aphids. From this angle, it almost vanishes, perfectly mimicking a simple leaf. But as we pan across its body one last time, a story of survival is revealed. Its rear right leg paw is missing. It's a stark reminder of the daily dangers these tiny creatures face. And yet, it carries on. A true survivor, proving that even in the smallest of worlds, the will to live is a powerful and beautiful thing. In the quiet light of a summer morning, we meet a female white-legged damselfly. We've caught her in the middle of a meal, energetically munching on her breakfast. As we explore her form, our 3D view reveals the end of her abdomen, ending in her ovipositor, the tool she'll use to lay her eggs. Further up, we find her wings. At their tips are the pterostigmas, colored patches that act like tiny weights to prevent wing flutter, looking for all the world like a set of organic taillights. The wings themselves are a masterpiece. The dew covers her thorax in beautiful, glassy spheres. But here we find a mystery. A strange opening, not a wound as I've seen it on other damselflies. And just below, another story. Her rear leg is missing, an amputation marked by a single perfect dewdrop, a moment of beautiful tragedy. From this angle, her face seems to carry a quiet sadness. Her large eyes, however, are very much alive, with a pseudo-pupil that tracks our every move, and just below, a single drop of dew hangs like a delicate, shimmering earring, a final touch of morning finery. We explore the details of her remaining legs, the tiny claws that grip the world, the spiky hairs that act as sensors. As we pull back for a final look, she hides behind the stem, only her immense, watchful eyes peering out. A fragile survivor, and a beautiful mystery. Perched at the very top of a blade of grass, we find a living jewel, the male triangle crab spider. Its body is a stunning two-tone creation. A single perfect dewdrop adorns its knee like a diamond, catching the morning light. We can see its abdomen gently pulsating with life. But the real marvel is its face. It has 8 eyes in total, but it's the 2 in the middle of the bottom row that are truly bizarre. Thanks to its translucent head, we can see them moving inside its body, scanning the world from within. For a moment, we're distracted by an even tinier, almost microscopic neighbor exploring the same blade of grass. From the tip of its abdomen, the triangle crab spider sprays a single fine strand of silk, which it uses as a paraglider in a process called ballooning. These long, thin silk threads catch the wind, allowing the spider to travel great distances in search of food, mates, or new habitats. The way he holds the silk, it's eerily similar to a fishing stance. A closer look at its face reveals what almost looks like a tiny, cartoonish smile. A friendly face on a formidable and patient predator, silently fishing in the vast ocean of a morning meadow. As the morning sun warms a summer field, we find a common blue butterfly resting with its wings closed. But a closer look, powered by our wiggle vision, reveals a stunning secret. A butterfly's wing isn't a smooth sheet of color. It's a mosaic of thousands of individual scales, layered like the feathers of a bird, creating a texture that looks as soft as a cozy blanket. This feathered illusion continues down its body, a coat of fluff designed for insulation and camouflage. The detail is just incredible. Even the plant it rests on holds its own mysteries. A tiny black dot on a seed, perhaps a speck of fungus? A story for another day. Let's get back to our butterfly. We focus on its legs, the tools it uses to grip its world. They too are covered in these delicate feathers, but are also lined with sharp black spikes, including one especially large spike in the middle. It's a reminder that this delicate beauty is also a master of survival. And finally, we arrive at its head. Its immense, deep black eyes seem to absorb all light, and even they have their own tiny, almost invisible hairs. Here is the antenna, by the way. As the camera slowly rotates, we are treated to a final, intimate portrait. A true masterpiece of miniature engineering. Deep in the green jungle of a summer field, we meet one of nature's most patient ambush predators, the common crab spider. And now we see how it truly earns its name. A look at its leg joints reveals a shell-like covering, remarkably similar to that of an actual crab. There's something robotic about him. The rigid joints, the mechanical precision of each movement. Strength and danger seem built into his very design. Its abdomen is covered in these short, spiky hairs, but it's the view from the front that's truly captivating. With its sparse hair and what seems like a wise, ancient expression, you might think you're looking at an old, balding sage contemplating the universe. But here's the twist. This wise old dude is most likely a lady, with beefy biceps, but still a lady. From its tiny paws gripping the stem to the powerful crustacean-like shape of its limbs, its entire body is built for the ambush. Legs spread wide, settled in for a long, patient wait. a tiny marvel of evolutionary design, perfectly postured for the hunt, hiding in plain sight on a single plant in a vast summer field.
On the very same blue oringo plant where we found our crab spider, another visitor has spent the night, the western honeybee. Early in the morning, we find her wings transformed by dew. The water has settled into each cell, creating a stunning mosaic of what looks like tiny stained glass windows. An hour later, the sun has worked its magic. The dew has evaporated, revealing the bee's true texture. What was once hidden is now a dense coat of golden fur, a warm, fuzzy fleece covering her entire back. A closer look reveals that even her eyes are hairy, with tiny bristles sticking out between each lens, helping her detect wind direction. The 3D view of her thorax is mesmerizing, showing the intricate point where her powerful wings connect to her body, the engine room of this incredible flying machine. Moving down, we find one of her most important tools, the pollen basket on her hind leg. It's empty now, but our rotating view shows its brilliant design, a concave surface surrounded by thick, stiff hairs that act as a fence, allowing her to pack in huge amounts of pollen to carry back to the hive. She is a perfect little machine, waiting for the warmth of the sun to begin her vital day's work.
The Ladybird Fly.
Our first look reveals an almost distinguished appearance, complete with what looks like a well-groomed, soft white beard. As we move closer, the textures are just stunning. The white surface of its head is punctuated by black dots where each hair emerges, creating a pattern like high-end dotted velvet leather, and framed by a row of curled black bristles that look just like a set of perfect eyelashes. The morning dew has left its mark everywhere, creating a beautiful, natural mosaic. But as we pan across its body, we see something strange. A dark seed-shaped object appears to be moving inside its abdomen. It seems to be part of its internal organs, perhaps its intestines. A rare and fascinating glimpse into the inner workings of this tiny creature. And this brings us to the final reveal.
The fly's orange abdomen, with its symmetrical black spots, bears a striking resemblance to a classic lady beetle. In the quiet of a late summer morning, we find a 7-spotted lady beetle asleep on its perch. It's covered in a glistening coat of morning dew, a liquid armor of tiny, perfect spheres that turns its familiar red shell into a breathtaking mosaic. The larger droplets act as their own magnifying lenses, revealing the microscopic texture of the wing casings beneath them. It's a world of detail within detail. I just can't get enough of these soap bubbles. You can see the reflection of the sky and my hooded silhouette in them. From the front, we can see it's truly asleep, with its mouth parts gently parked on the plant stem. A tiny creature recharging for the day ahead. But as we pan around, we see it's not alone. Just below it, 2 aphids are also still asleep, completely unaware that they've chosen to spend the night next to their most formidable predator. It seems breakfast in bed has already been arranged. And sure enough, sometime later, our beetle is awake and already munching on its morning meal. With its fuel for the day secured, there's no time to waste. A vibrant red blur rushing off to its busy day of work in the morning field.